Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com with Lady Raider Volleyball coming your way here this evening from beautiful Raider Gymnasium in Summit, Indiana. We have the 2-13 Randolph Southern Lady Rebels, 0-4 in conference play, taking on your 11-2 and 4-0 in conference play Wapahani Lady Raiders. Glad to have you all join us here this evening, folks. We'll go ahead and get right into things with our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Muncie Dragway. Wapahani, 2 for 2 so far here on the week. Took care of business on Tuesday night against the Shenandoah Raiders to get a conference victory on Tuesday night. Then last night we traveled to Madison Grant to take on Lady Argyles, in which Wapahani was able to win that one in straight sets as well. So 3 games in 3 days. They'll get a brief day off tomorrow. Might have maybe a brief practice potentially, or they might just give them a day off. But then we're right back at it on Saturday night with more Lady Raider volleyball as we welcome the Southwood Lady Knights to town. A very busy week for these ladies, and obviously a lot going on. You got all these different games, got schoolwork, everything else. So a lot on their table. So really definitely says a lot about them as student athletes to be able to make sure they're getting the job done in the classroom, but also here on the court as well. So we're excited to see how things go the rest of the week here. Like I said, you come into the night's game. Randolph Southern, not with a very, attractive record, coming in here at 2-13 and 0-4 in conference play. But, if you're Wapahani, I say this time and time and again, you never overlook any team. I don't care how bad they are, how good they are, anybody can be beaten any given day. So Wapahani's got to come out here and put forth a great effort here tonight and play their A game and the way that they're capable and supposed to play. So, hopefully we can definitely do that from the very get-go, get off to a good start, and hopefully ride the wave all the way through and get another conference victory. But Randolph Southern, I'm sure, they're just not going to be a team that's going to just kind of fold up shop here and say, well, at least we came and played. They're going to play hard. They're going to play as good as possible here, and I'm sure, to them this is a big, huge game for them, and they want to knock off Wapahani, and so I'm sure they're going to give it their best shot in doing so. So the Raiders have to make sure to withstand whatever they bring to the table, and hopefully we're able to be successful here tonight. As I mentioned, the Raiders started the week against Shenandoah. You come off a game like that, but in which that was a very, very good game from the standpoint of competition. Very, very competitive and close games every single set. So good thing we was able to take care of business there. We used that confidence going in then to into last night's game. Took care of business against the Lady Argyles. Hopefully we use the confidence that we've built the last couple games, use that as ammunition going into tonight's game. And not only that, but just continue to get better. There's still different things, that I think you will always continue to be working on. There's never any point in time where you can just say, well, our game is so solid we don't have anything to work on. There's always stuff to be done. There's always things to get better at. We're looking pretty good. Probably not overall great. I'm sure, they'll probably even say, there's still a lot of room for improvement and a lot of room to get better. But, I think we've played good enough. Obviously, we beat the teams that we should have beaten, and hopefully that trend continues here tonight. Now it's just about continuing to get better, so then we play the tougher teams, then we won't have nearly as much trouble, and hopefully be able to not only make it a competitive game, but to get a win. So we got some big-time games coming up here within the upcoming weeks. You got games like this that, some people would say, well, this is a nice little, I guess, practice, I guess. Some people might say that. But, that's not really how you should look at it. You should come out here and, like I say, just play your A game, put your best foot forward here, and hopefully Wapahani can take care of business. We'll go ahead and step aside here for a quick commercial break. We have more Raiders Live pregame coming your way here on the WHS Network. So we'll be back right after this.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
You need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, to Raiders Live pregame edition. presented by the Muncie Dragway, a proud sponsor here of us on the WHS Network. Again, glad to have all of you with us here this evening for Wapahani Lady Raider Volleyball. We got the game coming up here in just a few moments, but before doing so, I'd like to finish up the pregame here this evening. Wapahani again, 11-2 on the year, strong start, 4-0 in conference play. Obviously, one of the biggest goals, one of the biggest goals of the season is obviously to win your conference. That is first and foremost that, winning county, winning sectionals, regionals, semi-state, state, everything that goes along with that. But, first and foremost, you want to win your conference, and Wapahani's got to take care of business here tonight. Like I said, Randolph Southern, no, they don't have a very good record. They're going to be, they're going to come out here and they're going to play their tails off and try to come out here and do their very best to win. So Wapahani's got to make sure that does not happen. So I don't think you can take anybody lightly ever. That's one thing you just do not do in sports. So hopefully Wapahani does not take them lightly. They come out here and play the way they're supposed to play and get the job done and get the victory. Like I said, we'll see what happens, but hopefully the Raiders are able to play great here tonight and play team-oriented volleyball. We have roughly about a minute and a half to go until the national anthem, and then tonight's roster, so on and so forth. So we'll have that coming up here on the WHS Network, and then, like I said, the start of tonight's game between the Randolph Southern Lady Rebels and your Wapahani Lady Raiders. We'll be back right after this, folks. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks. Again, this is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy as we get geared up here for tonight's MEC Conference Showdown between the Randolph Southern Lady Rebels and your Wapahani Lady Raiders. We'll go ahead and take a look here at tonight's rosters. First and foremost here for the visiting Lady Rebels, number 2, Haley McDavid. Number 9, Monica Casto. Number 10, Caitlin House. Number 12, Madeline Mikesell. Number 16, Ariana Stenson. Number 24, Sierra Tomey. And number 32 is Anita Meek. The Lady Rebels coached by Chelsea Pruitt. Now we'll take a look here at the roster for your Wapahani Lady Raiders. Number 4, Haven Gates. Number 5, Emily Stewart. Number 6, Estella Davis. Number 7, Sarah Orm. Number 8, Allison Stewart. Number 9, Mallory Summers. Number 11, Emma Shuck. Number 12, Cameron Curry. Number 13, Maddie Webb. Number 15, Layla Lee. Number 16, Olivia Smith. And number 17, Cadence Brewer. So again, that's tonight's rosters for both teams as we are geared up to get things going. We'll start off here with serving number 32, Zanita Meek for the Lady Rebels. And Summers will hit that one out of bounds as Randolph Southern gets on the board first for a 1-0 lead. Got to knock the rust off here a little bit. Played 2 times in 2 days, now 3 times in 3 days. So, nevertheless, here a good way to get things going now here for Wapahani with a kill. 1-1 ball game. Mallory Summers back to serve. Again, so far 2-0 on the week, looking to make it 3-0 here tonight, and then Saturday we'll be right back here from Raider Gymnasium, live with more Lady Raider volleyball as we take on the Southwood Knights. JV start a 6 o'clock varsity game to follow. So there's number 9, Casto, and hit over the net there by number 16, Stenson. A little free ball action. Davis was on the attack on that one, but so far Randolph Southern standing their ground as that one will be hit off the defender's hand. Number 12, Mikesell. An out-of-bounds point there for the Raiders and a kill for Allison Stewart. Set up that time to Casto. Nice little soft touch over the net. Well done there by number 24, Sierra Tomey. And number 13, I'm assuming that is Star Stenson, now in the ball game. She is actually not on our roster sheet. For that matter, there's also quite a few other girls that's down there on the court, or on the bench rather, that is not on our roster sheet. So I guess if they come into the ball game, then we'll find out rather quickly that we will not know who they are. So Stenson will get it over. Orm will set it to Stewart. Dug out that time by number 13. There's Gates. Summers sets it over. My goodness. So there we go. Finally, the Raiders get point number 3. I'll tell you what, Rebels, like I said, they're kind of coming out here pretty good, standing their own ground. Got to give them some credit there. Emma Shuck back to serve, a floater serve and an ace. Everyone else just kind of looked at one another. And mishandled that time by Stenson as it's now a 5-2 Raiders lead. So 6-2 Wapahani. Couple of aces. Well, there's another miscue there, now 7-2. So Shuck again back here to serve. Set up there by Casto as Mikesell will hit it over. Summers to Orm, tipped across. Not much on that one. Set back to Orm again. Nice dig there by number 13. And more miscommunication on behalf of the Lady Rebels, as it's now an 8-2 Wapahani lead. And a timeout taken here by the Lady Rebels. We'll go ahead and stick right here with you during the timeout. This will be our FC Tucker Muncie Realtors Ted Cook and Joanne Davis game break. Again here, Wapahani with a 9-2 lead. I'd like to recognize our sponsors here this evening. FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis. Let Ted and Joanne be the key to all of your real estate needs. Buying, selling, or investment properties, we get the job done. Call Ted Cook at 765-744-8143. And also Joanne Davis at 765-748-1316. Again, that is FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook, and Joanne Davis. So back out of the timeout here. Again, Wapahani with a 9-2 lead. Very early in this one. And Emma Shuck back out of the timeout here. She'll be back to serve. And another ace as the miscues continue here on handling the serve from Randolph Southern. And Emma put a little too much onto that one. So a 10-3 ball game. Olivia Smith back here into the Lady Raider lineup. And now serving will be number 24, Sierra Tomey. And that one's going to be out of bounds. So you get a point, and then you get a point, and so on and so forth here. Both teams in a giving mood. So Brewer now in the ball game. Or pardon me, actually that is Layla Lee now in the ball game. Switching it up here tonight on us. So Layla getting some early playing time here in this game. Estella Davis once again will be back to serve. Now a 12-3 ball game. Nice serve there from Estella. Set up that time to Mikesell, and that's going to be off the hand of Orm. Down in play there now, 12-4 ball game, as we'll see number 32, Meek back in for Randolph Southern. Haven Gates back in for Wapahani, and now serving number 2, Haley McDavid. And she serves that one nearly to the moon. So Allison Stewart back to serve. So now in the ball game, Cameron Curry seeing her first action here of the evening. There's Smith. Stewart with a set up to Summers. Off the hands there. Let's see if they get it back over. They will. Nicely done. Set up again, this time to Orm with the kill. 14-4 Raiders. Tipped into the net there by Meek. Dug out that time by McDavid. Number 13 will get it back over. A little free ball action right here. Summers with a soft tip. And a net violation on the Raiders. So very unfortunate there, as we'll see number 14 now in the ball game. I'm assuming that is Leanne Wigginton. If these are the same players that come off their JV team. Nice serve right there from Casto. And that will be hit out of bounds by Meek. 16-5 Wapahani. Sarah Orm will be back to serve. And now we'll have, she won't be back to serve because we'll have a couple substitutions here. Emma Shuck back in for Olivia Smith. And Maddie Webb now serving for Sarah Orm. Fine serve from Maddie. On the attack there's number 14. Wigginton will get it over. Stewart, Summers, tipped up in the air. Now Meeks will get back after it again. Gates with the dig. Stewart now to Shuck. Yes. Ball hit out of bounds off the defender into the crowd. 17-5 Wapahani. And looks like we're going to have another timeout by Randolph Southern. 18-5 Raiders. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more right after the commercial break. All righty, welcome back out of the timeout here again. Wapahani with a sizable 13-point lead as we near the end of the first set. And that's going to be shanked off the left side. An ace this time around here for Maddie Webb. Skipped over the top of the net that time, kept alive. Casto will not get it over. Dug out by McDavid, set up, and she will hit that one into the net. David with the dig, set over the net. Stewart with a set to Summers. Little slide around. And Meeks again. Puts a little too much on it. So the Raiders now 3 points away from taking set number 1 of the evening. Set this time there to Stinson, dug out by Gates. And that's going to be a lift. Cold on Stewart. Probably would have been just better if she would have just tipped it over instead of trying to set it. But, you know, it is what it is. Shuck with a dig. 22-6 score right now. Curry on the attack and a kill for Cameron Curry as she gets in on the action here. Now 23-6 lead. Davis back into the Raider lineup. And Haven Gates will be back to serve. As Wapahani is now 2 points away from taking set number 1. Completely caught him off guard. Meeks will get it over. Free ball, here we go. Davis bringing the hammer. It's hammer time, folks. 25-6 Raiders take set number 1 of the evening. We'll step aside here for a break. We'll be back here with set number 2 live on the WHS Network. Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Alrighty, folks, welcome back here live on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Hope all of you have enjoyed the game here so far this evening. Wapahani with a commanding first set victory over the Randolph Southern Lady Rebels, 25-6. So Wapahani here with a early 1-0 lead here this evening. Again, greatly appreciate our responses here tonight. I'd like to thank the Liberty Prairie Alumni Association. President Richard Morris, Liberty Prairie Alumni Association, serves as the Wapahani Center and Selma High School alumni. Make sure to visit their online website at www.libertyprairiealumni.com to get information on any events and to purchase any Wapahani related items on their web store. Also to purchase any engraved bricks for the alumni brick walkway out here at Wapahani. Make sure to also get on their webpage for more information. So greatly appreciate the Liberty Prairie Alumni Association, proud sponsors of the WHS Network, as the Raiders will get it started early here in set number 2 with a quick 1-0 lead. Sarah Orm back to serve. Another nice one right there from Orm. Hit over the net by Wigginton. Stewart with a set to Summers. Yes, sir. They ain't going to get to that one. Fantastic pass. Great set. And a great kill. Dug out that time. Set. And that's going to be 2 hits. Yes, ma'am. So now a 3-0 lead. Tipped over the net. Here we go. There's Stewart. Summers will set it to Shuck. Dug out that time. Set back up to number 24, Tomey. Shuck there with a soft touch. Tomey again on the attack. Stewart with the dig. Summers with a set up to Curry. Off the hands. McDavid will get there and hit back over the net. A little free ball action, and Summers will get it blocked. Now a 3-1 lead for Wapahani, as number 12, Madeline Mikesell, will now return to action for the Lady Rebels. Shock with the dig. Stewart sets it to Curry. Dug out that time, but shanked it onto the left side. So a kill for Curry. And, again, you look at this game here tonight. Yes, a lot of things going very, very good for us. There's no question about it. But some might say, well, yes, this is an easy ball game. Well, I mean, yes, so far by the scoreboard, we've definitely been in the driver's seat, so to speak. But, the whole thing about it is you just want to continue to get better every game. And you don't want to necessarily go out here and embarrass a team, but you don't want to necessarily go out here and play soft either. So hopefully Wapahani just continues to play to their strengths, but also play with sportsmanship here as well. Because this could very easily, any team you play against, this, the roles could be reversed. Just as easy, as it is to look up on the scoreboard right now. You won 25-6 in the first set. You're already up 6-2 here in the second set. That could very easily be you at any point in time during the season against another team. So just got to have some, like I said, just some sportsmanship and be humble about the situation that you're in here. So a 7-2 ball game. And we'll see Mallory Summers back to serve. Dug out by McDavid. Casto with a setup. Mike Sell will hit that one out of bounds. So it continues to be all Wapahani so far. Here in set number 2. Jump serve there for Summers. I'll tell you what, that was just nearly as devastating. Tons of spin on that ball. Set over by Gates. Tipped over and punched that time by Mike So. Stewart on the attack. McDavid will get there to save it and got back over there by Stinson. Free ball again to Stewart. Kept alive again. Got to give him some credit. So Davis with the kill. And serve that one out of bounds. Now a 10-3 ball game, or 24. Sierra Tomey back to serve here for Randolph Southern. Gates with the dig. Summers will be in the net. Served into the net there by Tomey as the Raiders will get the point back to make it 11-4. And now we will see number 1, Gracie Stanley. I didn't even see her out there on the floor earlier when I announced the roster there. So apologize there to Gracie Stanley. Summers with it. Gates will set it up to Davis. Bring in the hammer, folks. She nailed that one down. Now a 12-4 Raiders lead. And set number 2 of the night. Tipped over there. Summers with a setup to Maddie Webb. Well-placed ball there, now 13-4. Dug out. Casto with a setup to Mike Sell, and there's Summers. Gates will set it to Davis and hit into the net. Will be Estella Davis to make it a 14-5 ball game. So Anita Meek back in for the Rebels. And Madeline Mike Sell to serve. Gates digs it. Summers. Davis. Yes. Off the hand right there of Tomey. And back in here for Wapahani will be number 12, Cameron Curry. Estella Davis back to serve. And a 10-point lead here in set number 2. So a kill for number 16, Stinson, Ariana Stinson. Number 14, Leanne Wigginton, reinstalled back into the Rebels lineup. As number 9, Monica Casto back to serve. Floater serve there. Gates will dig it out. Summers sets it to Curry. Meek with the dig. Tomey will take it herself on that one. Summers again, the set to Curry once more. Dug by McDavid. Not a very good pass. Got to use this right here. Put the hammer down. She tips it across. Hey, doesn't matter how you get the point as long as you get the point. So now Allison Stewart back to serve for Wapahani. Back over. Stewart with a set up to Summers. Great job of changing that up right there. It looked like she was going to hit it to the right side, but instead tipped it back over to the left. Completely through the defense for a loop, and now it's a 11-point advantage for Wapahani. Summers to Stewart to Webb. And again, nobody there. Now we'll see number 15, Layla Lee, in here for Wapahani. Seen a little bit of her in the first set. Set to Lee. Hey, again, don't have to hit it all that hard. Just got to get over the net and let the defense do the rest. Stewart sets it to Webb. Dug out by Tomey. Set by Wigginton to Meek and hit into the net. And now an ace for Allison Stewart. 21-6 Wapahani. Dug out that time by Casto, and Tomey will get it back across here for a little free ball for the Raiders. Curry on the attack. I'll tell you what, the miscommunication on behalf of the Rebels, it's one of the biggest Achilles heels for them so far. You just talk a little bit better, you'd be a bit surprised, because really they've actually not done that bad of a job, as that will be a lift called on the Raiders. But it's not necessarily that Randolph Southern's done all that bad of a job. It's just not communicating it whatsoever. You know, you look at one another and you know, if you're doing that all the time, nobody's hitting the ball, more times than not, you're probably not going to score. Unless if you just get lucky. So in comes Orm. Dug out. Here's the setup to Tomey. Orm with a dig. Stewart sets it to Curry. McDavid will dig it out that time around. And miss hit. And now the Raiders are now at set point, 24-7. Wigginton with the set to Tomey. Tipped over the net, out of bounds, and the Raiders will take set number 2 of the evening, 25-7. Go ahead and step aside here for another break. We'll be back here with the third set live on the WHS Network. Alrighty, welcome back, folks. Again, Brandon Morvillius right here with you. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. As we are 2 sets up and 2 sets down. 25-6, 25-7 here for Wapahani, a 2-set-0 lead. So 2 up, 2 down. Now we're up to the third set here. Hopefully the Raiders can take care of business and in this one in straight sets. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin. They're located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been servicing the community for over 30 years. If you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Also to Tom Cherry Mufflers, located at 321 West 8th Street in Muncie, Indiana. Since 1946, Tom Cherry Mufflers has taken care of your exhaust, brakes, shocks, struts, and mufflers. So if you have a issue, you'd like to get a hold of Tom Cherry Mufflers at 765-289-4116. No appointment needed. They will hear you coming. So again, Wapahani up 2-0 on the Randolph Southern Lady Rebels. 25-6, 25-7. So Meek will start things off with the serve. Set up to Davis. Wigginton will set it to Mike Sell. There's Stewart to Summers. We have the Stewart sisters, Emily Stewart as the libero. Haven Gates probably got to still get a little bit of playing time here, but getting Emily some experience back there here this evening. And speaking of Haven, here comes Haven for Mallory Summers. So Gates will be back to serve, a 1-0 Lady Raiders lead. Nice little floater serve and an ace. Well done there by Haven. And another one mishandled this time by Tomey. Dug out by McDavid. Sent this time. Mike Sell. And hit out of bounds. Now a quick 4-0 lead for Wapahani. A missile served by Haven Gates. Mike Sell will tip it, but into the net. And Gates serves that one into the net. So good job right there. Was able to rattle off some points. As we'll see, number 13, Star Stinson now in here for the Rebels. And back to serve.
Didn't quite get it there.
In comes Olivia Smith for Emma Schuck. Smith back to serve. McDavid with the dig, punched over by Casto. And Orm now on the attack. That's going to be 4 hits on the Raiders. So now number 24, Sierra Tomey, serving for the Rebels. I serve right there. Stewart with a dig. Gates now to Davis. McDavid skips it over the top of the net. And down in play. Now a 6-3 ball game. Orm with a dig. Gates will set it up to Orm. Not too many times will you see Haven Gates in a ball game as the setter. But athletic, and she knows the game. She's very good at what she does. So, yeah, she's usually the one digging the balls to set up the sets. But, hey, a little role reversal's never, I guess, a bad thing. Oh, boy, yeah. 2 hits called there on Gates. Well, Jared Richardson's pulling the plug on that. In comes Mallory Summers. Davis with the kill. Bringing the thunder on that one. 7-5. Cameron Curry back in for Wapahani. And Estella Davis back to serve. And that one will be into the net. So Randolph Southern's already reached the amount of points that they had in the first set. They're only 1 point away from what they scored in the second set. And that's going to be set over the net. Summers now to Orm. McDavid right there. And 2 hits now, this time on the Rebels. And an ace now for Allison Stewart. The Raiders now expand that lead to 3, 9-6. Again, make sure to stay tuned in here following tonight's ball game. We got the Raiders Live post game. That will be presented by B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law. Set there, and Orm won't get there in time. Now a 10-7 ball game as number 14, Leanne Wigginton, returns the action for the Rebels. And number 9, Monica Casto back to serve. Stewart will dig it. Stewart will set it up. Summers will hit it out of bounds. And that one's served into the net. As we'll see Emma Shuck return to Wapahani's lineup. Up by 3, 11-8 score. Sarah Orm back to serve. And that's going to be shanked off the left side for an ace. We've got to have somewhere close to 10 to 12 aces in this game tonight. Well, that might have got us over that 12 mark. Probably looking closer to about 15. I don't know. Doesn't exactly matter. You're up by 5. You're up 2 sets to none. That's all that matters. So 13-8 lead here in set number 3. Dug out that time by Casto. Meek tries to punch it across, but to no prevail. So if you're Sarah Orm right here, just want to keep them coming. Set to Shuck. Tips it there in the back row. Set to Casto. Here is Orm to Stewart to Curry. McDavid lays out for it. And again hit into the net. Well, free ball action. Stewart with the setup, and Summers with a mistimed jump will make it 15-9. Stewart to Shuck. The 3 S's. And it works in grand fashion on that one to expand the lead to 7. And now we'll see Cameron Curry back to serve. And so now we're going to check the lineup. So Davis will now come back in here. Cameron Curry will be back to serve. And serve that one into the net there to make it a 16-10 ball game. In comes Gracie Stanley for Sarah Orm. And Zanita Meek now back to serve. Stewart with it is. Stewart sets it up. Davis puts it down. But kept alive there by Meek. And a great dig to keep it going. But Davis wasn't having any more of that. She settles that point herself. Tomey on the attack. There's Stanley, Summers, Shuck. Mishandled but saved by Wigginton. Stewart back on the attack, and that time the Raiders are able to put the point on the board. Nice serve there by Mallory as McDavid will get it back across from free ball action here and into the net by Summers. I think we've actually had more net violations tonight than what we've had probably in the last 2 games combined, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing that we haven't been in the net that much. It's a bad thing that we've been in the net so much tonight. Hasn't happened that often, but about 3 or 4 times now. Tipped over by Maddie Webb. That will be snuck right in there with a point. And in comes Olivia Smith for Emma Shuck. And the Raiders now 6 points away from taking the old ball game and keeping their perfect record in conference play. Summers to Stanley. Set to Davis. McDavid with the kill. Or McDavid with the dig, rather. Layla Lee now back in here for Estella Davis. And Olivia Smith to serve. Castro will set it there to Tomey. Summers gets there. Now Stanley with the tip over and the point. Great job there by Gracie Stanley. Stewart sets it up to Stanley again. McDavid with the dig. Tomey will get it back across. Here we go. Summers this time to Webb. That one not nearly got onto the basketball goal back there. There's Lee. Summers back to Lee again. And hit into the net by Sierra Tomey. Now 22-11. And hit, served rather into the net. Tomey back here to serve. Down by 10. And set number 3 of the evening. Summers will set it up to Stanley. McDavid with the dig. Casto to Mike Sell. There's Summers. Smith flies through the air. Summers will get it back over. Free ball action for the Rebels. And that will be hit out of bounds. Nice court vision by Emily Stewart and Olivia Smith right there, not going after the ball. Recognizing where you're at on the court. And Stella Davis will now come back in, and now a timeout here for Wapahani. So we'll go ahead and stick right here with you during the timeout. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, located at 400 East Jackson Street in Muncie, Indiana. At the law offices of B. Joseph Davis, which is a highly recommended and respected professional corporation. They strive to aggressively represent all their clients' interests in all phases of any legal matter. Their team has extensive experience in personal injury, criminal defense, which also includes drunk driving, criminal record, bankruptcy expungements, and hardship licenses. For more information, visit his website at www.bjosephdavis.com. So getting out of the timeout here, Wapahani up 23-12. Layla Lee was back there to serve, and she'll land herself an ace. And now the time has arrived. Game point, 24-12. Dug out, Casto with a setup. And there's Smith, Summers to Stanley. And a great way to end it right there, folks. Wapahani takes it in straight sets here this evening. 25-6, 25-7, 25-12 now. 12-2 on the year, 5-0 in conference play. And they'll again be back at it on Saturday night right here from Raider Gymnasium against the Southwood Lady Knights. Go ahead and step aside here for a break. We got the post-game report coming up right here live on the WHS Network. All righty, welcome back here, folks, to the B. Joseph Davis Attorney at Law post-game report here, Raiders Live. And the Raiders, again, get the job done here this evening in straight set fashion, 25-6, 25-7, 25-12 now, improving to 12-2 on the season, 5-0 in conference play. And as I mentioned already, they'll be back at it on Saturday night. JV start time, 6 o'clock, varsity game will follow, as we will welcome the Southwood Lady Knights to beautiful Raider Gymnasium. So a great victory here tonight. You know, we stayed our, you know, we stood our ground, I guess, and stayed the course and played well. I mean, some might say, well, it's hard, maybe not to play well with a team of that record, but Randolph Southern, they went out there. They still played hard. It just didn't work out necessarily for them, but that doesn't still mean they didn't go out there and give it their best. So Wapahani, you could definitely tell, went out there, played hard, played the game the right way, and that's why they was able to dominate in the fashion that they did. So give a lot of credit there to Wapahani. Did a great job here tonight. Hopefully that will then translate again into Saturday's game against Southwood. Want to wish the best of luck there to Randolph Southern throughout the rest of their season. But again, we'll be back at it Saturday night. We'll have it live right here on the air, probably right around 7 o'clock with Raiders Live, and then the game to follow after that. And then, again, we got more games coming up next week, which we'll get into that on Saturday. But we do want to, again, say a special thanks to all of our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle DDS, as well as B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, the Muncie Dragway, FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors Ted Cook and Joanne Davis, Tom Cherry Mufflers, the Barn Lot, as well as the Liberty Ferry Alumni Association, and also, again, a huge thanks to our good friends there at Harris Chapel Church, Pastor Jim Ballinger and his wife Janie, for being sponsors of us this year. So, folks, there you have it there. Wapahani again with a straight set victory here tonight over Randolph Southern. We'll keep this short, sweet, and to the point. Good win here tonight. We want to make sure get back on here and watch us again on Saturday night. Even if you're able to come out to the game, you can always watch us right here on YouTube. It's a real nice website now. Obviously we can go right to, and very accessible for all of you to watch our games as well. So that's the most important thing. But again, we greatly appreciate all you for joining us here this evening. I'm Brandon Morvillius, again alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We'll see you Saturday night right back here live on the WHS Network. Have a great night, folks.